Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Chris Checks Out. We're checking out nullEDGE or thenullEDGE.com with Jace Benson, a huge name within the ServiceNow ecosystem. So, Jace, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Hey, I am so glad you invited me on your live stream, and welcome everybody who is on now or watching this on replay later.
Yeah, appreciate it. So, you and I met in person for the first time in May in Las Vegas
We
at,
did, and it
at,
was
an, at a
fantastic.
conference. Yeah, it was a great booth session that we had. I recognized you and you recognized me, and it was like, hey, and then the handshake happened. It was a nice moment. I know that the booth and the whole floor can be a bit overwhelming. At least I find a lot of people like that. It just kind of gets to me at the bit, but you really put me at ease. So I appreciate that. And you're super relaxed, super cool guy. And you were
And
just so open.
I know, and I was talking to you about sailboats because I started sailing
Yes,
last summer.
that's
And
right.
you had told me about some event you were having.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fantastic in
Yes.
Vancouver that I went and
Oh,
saw
yeah.
you a couple months ago.
That's right. Yeah, you were talking about your sailing, and that time at that point we were well into the ServiceNow Yacht Party. And when I say ServiceNow Yacht Party, it was the ServiceNow Enthusiast Yacht Party. So I threw a party for anybody involved in the ServiceNow ecosystem based out of Vancouver, BC. They could come with their friends and family, and we had some out of towners. Jace from where you're at, and I already forgot.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Minneapolis, right? But I know you had friends or family in
Seattle.
Washington. Yeah, and you went and saw them. We had people come from Florida, all over, and it was a lovely time on the beautiful Vancouver Sea.
I'd highly
I
encourage
guess the
anybody to
darkest
go to
strait.
Vancouver. Amazing
Oh,
food,
thanks.
amazing views.
Good,
Grouse
good. I'm glad
Mountain,
you enjoyed it.
fantastic. I hope I said that right.
You did, yeah. You went right to the top on the gondola, right?
Yep, yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's dive in. You were at the conference in May,
I was.
and you kind of left. You said you had left, and I could tell even when we were talking, you kind of wanted something a little differently. And I know that it's hard for a conference to please everybody. Like if you really want to go just do sessions, if you just want to network, if you want to go and do one thing, they may not deliver all of that for you. So you came up with this whole new virtual conference.
Right. I left a little frustrated and I thought, well, if I'm frustrated, maybe I can make something that I would want to go to in the future. And so I reached out to some people, and the first person I reached out to was I messaged Chuck Tomasi on Slack. I said, "Hey, I know that you weren't able to go, but I'm thinking about putting together something. I don't know how big it's going to be, but would you be willing to be a speaker with me? And I'm going to ask a few other people to see if they would like to speak." And he was on board. He was all for it.
Nice.
Like as easy as that. You step up and you ask, and maybe it's who I am. I don't know. I think if anybody asks that kind of question, though, with like the intent very clear and concise to the point, I think you'll get an answer quickly, yes or no, right? Because that's what I was looking for. It's just,
Right.
would you do this? Because I didn't want to do a thing. It was just me. And then I reached out to some other people because I didn't want to run it on my own. So there's a whole like community of like 20 individuals who I reached out to, or a few communities, and 20 individuals from those communities joined up with me to make this happen. And I wouldn't be able to do it without all of them.
But well, it's great that it's a team effort. What kinds of activities are the other team members doing to help make nullEDGE a thing?
Well, so we didn't have a name when we first started, right?
Okay.
And so that came up by a guy named Slava. I can't ever say his last name. Slava Satoski or something.
Okay.
Right? He suggested it. We all had a whole bunch of names. Everybody was happy to use AI to come up with names because naming stuff is hard. But then you get to pick one, so it's not really. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we can't use that one because of reasons. We can't use this one.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was really fun because unless you say it out loud, you don't hear it.
Right.
Right.
Yes. Right. Like I remember reading it the first time, and then I said it. Oh, that's clever. So that was really good because it made me say it a few times, and then I never forgot it.
Right. So helping name stuff, fantastic. coming up with the dates, how many sessions we're going to do, and like
Hmm.
about accepting sponsorships and like this kind of stuff. And this year there's no money exchange, so like there's no one else, there's no bias into this other than just
Yeah.
this event. And I really wanted to keep it pure in that way because I didn't want to have a bias to start with, right? I didn't
Yeah.
want to be like, well, this is to promote XYZ product for ABC Corp,
Hmm.
some service for some other place. I want it to be
That's fair.
people are going to want to present and make content around be valuable.
Well, we do have a comment from Jeff Jesse saying that it took longer than it should to have come up with the name, but you came together to get it done.
It's
So
true. Jeff
thanks.
is one of the main contributors. He's the man behind the website. So
Oh, nice. So that's a nice segue into the website. So you'll need to go to the nullEDGE.com. You can see it at the bottom of Jace's window there. We'll link to it in the event. I believe we already have. And that's where you can go to get any information you want about about the podcast, about the event itself, which
yep.
is when?
It's
When
in
does it
6
kick off?
days, 17 hours, 22 minutes, and 56 minutes, or just October 17th, generally speaking.
That's right.
I think it starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mhm. Yes,
For
that's right.
people wherever you might be, that time may vary based on your geography where you live.
So if I'm somebody that's just learning about this for the first time, do I have to sign up? Do I have to register? How does that work?
You do. So you go to the website, you click on register, you'll land on a Ring Central site where it'll have
Okay.
all of the speakers and the times and the sessions. So you can see right then and there if this is something worth your time. You can
Hmm.
choose, oh, you know what? I can't do it the whole day, but maybe I can do like an hour to check out Arnold Coy talking about SNU Tales or James Neal
Hmm.
talking about Explore or Chuck Tomasi talking about many to many tables, right?
Right.
So you can, obviously pick and choose when you're going to be there. But I would highly encourage you to be live and be present because you'll have the option to interact with everybody in the chat for the whole event
Hmm.
or on a session by session basis. But
That's
also,
right.
there is a speed networking component, which I am the most excited about because it hasn't
Okay.
really been talked about much.
So
So,
tell us, what's the
one of
speed networking event?
One of the things you can do during the session, and we have an hour blocked off for it in the middle of the session. So hopefully people will spend that time to do that more then. But
Hmm.
you can opt in to Speed Network. It'll ask you if you're ready to Speed Network, and then it'll check your camera, check your mic, make sure your audio is all good. And then anybody else who's opted in to Speed Network, you'll be paired up with them at random. You shouldn't repeat with other people you've already met
Hmm.
for 30 seconds to 5 minutes. And you can choose to extend it or you can leave early. And it's just a one-on-one meeting, just like you and I are having.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's short enough, in my opinion, to be not super awkward, but long
Right.
enough that you can make a real connection.
Hmm.
And for virtual, I don't think there's a much better way to do it.
Yeah, I like the aspect of meeting new people through it, and I like the option to extend. Now I'm going to be super self-conscious about that. Be like, what did they end early? Why was that my fault? But
Well,
that's just because
you
I'm nuts.
you both have to
So yeah.
agree. So if one of you wants to
Oh,
extend, the other one has to extend.
oh
So I
no.
guess that could make it extra
Yeah,
awkward.
that's hilarious. It'd be like, why
But
can you extend?
I'm trying to
That-
consider like things
yeah,
that I should maybe suggest in the opening ceremony or right before
yeah.
networking of like questions that are good icebreakers. Because I know for some people it's hard
Hmm.
to meet
It
people,
is
even if you're put on a call like this,
right.
right? So
Yeah.
like maybe a question of like, well, how do you do what you do, or what? I don't know what the
Hmm.
right questions would be right now, but
So I kind of have a few go-tos,
oh yeah,
the standard, how long have you been in the ServiceNow ecosystem? What got you into it? But then the third question, you'll eventually get to that point where it's like, okay, what do I ask now?
right,
And I usually go, are you working on anything interesting? And
right.
everybody is working on something interesting, but it's always something different. And I found that that's really a way to kind of open people up and get them to answer that question, start that type of dialogue, and then you can bounce back
Do you
and forth
listen
through it.
to Simon Sinek's podcast, A Little Bit of Optimism?
I've heard a few of his stuff. Thanks, but these were from many years ago, like
I've been
mid 2010s.
I've been walking a lot more and listening a lot more to his podcast.
Yeah.
And one of the things that stands out to me when it comes like how it relates to this is like one of the things he keeps referring to, but it's everybody's passionate about
Mm-hmm.
something. And maybe you don't ask questions about the ServiceNow stuff. Maybe just ask them, what
Mm-hmm.
are you really excited about doing this week? Like, what are you excited about building or working on? Or maybe they're not building. Maybe they're just excited to be with their family and read books to their kids or
Yeah.
going to the movie or buffing their car. I don't know. Like getting on a
Yeah.
sailboat.
One of my brothers-in-laws loves to use a new wax to buff his car. So
Yeah.
that's funny.
So I'm excited to see if
Mm-hmm.
any connections are made. If one person makes a connection, it's going to be good enough for me.
Mm-hmm. Nice. We got a couple comments to get to. So Lynn has said that it sounds awesome and she wants to speed network. So Lynn, we'll see you there. I'll make sure to sign up for that. What time does the speed networking start? Because I want to put a reminder in my calendar to be ready 15 minutes before that.
Yeah. So the speed networking is at well, it's at noon central, which is 1
Noon
p.m.
Central,
Eastern.
1 p.m. Eastern. Excellent.
Right.
Okay.
The nullEDGE.com shows the time. It should show it in your local
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah.
Right.
And Jeremy's got a favorite question too. So he likes to ask, what year are you working in?
What year am I working in?
Yeah. Jeremy, maybe expand a bit on that in the chat if you don't mind. Unless that's kind of like a joke question, but I'm not.
Well, there was a comment earlier about somebody saying that somebody else had presented at nullEDGE 2024. So I
Okay.
didn't know like where that was, but
Yeah, because this is the first year this is
this is
happening,
the
right?
first year. This is technically, I don't know if you're aware, this is like the third community driven conference of ServiceNows. Did you know of the other two?
No. Okay, give me a history lesson.
So way back in the day, like 2012, 2013, there was a company
Yeah.
named Fruition Partners. Have you heard of them?
Yes, I have.
They had a conference called FruDevCon 12 and FruDevCon 13.
Ooh,
And at FruDevCon 12, Fred Luddy spoke, and there was some other people there. A lot of people made a lot of
really?
connections. Like Robert Fedoruk was at it, James Neal was at it. I worked there, but it was in Chicago, and I lived in Minneapolis, so I didn't get to go.
Okay.
Not for that reason, just like it was
Yeah.
the geography. I wasn't there, so I couldn't. It wouldn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I really wished I had gone based on everything I saw and everything I heard about of it. So I'd like to think this is like in the same vein of those things, like a technical conference. You can learn something, take back to work, and really be
Mm-hmm.
productive with it.
Yes, definitely.
Sorry about the
Okay.
light. The sun is just
No,
hitting me at a
that's
weird
okay.
angle.
Yeah, no, you're fine on that. Don't worry on it. So you wanted to kind of walk us through a bit of the website. So let's go into that. We'll move to the screen sharing thing, and you should be able to do your
Sure.
screen
I'll
share.
pull it
Oh,
up right now.
now it's just a big picture of me. There we go.
Boom.
There we are. Boom.
So this is the website. You can see there's a big button up here, register to attend. If you want to attend, you can just click on that. It'll bring you right to the page to register. You'll
Mhm.
get an email with the details once you've registered. I think there's only like 4 questions, like who are you? What's your email? Where do you work? What's your relation to ServiceNow?
Mhm.
Um, that kind of stuff. And then we just have a speaker section and a schedule. So we'll just scroll down. We can see it's in less than a week. I'm a little nervous
Yeah.
because and this says 500 attendees, but we're at over 840 right now.
Whew. So the
So that's
counter just stops at 500 plus. So you can
well,
have,
it's
yeah.
not, that's not tied to anything.
Yeah, that's
So it's
cool.
just manually
Still, so
updated.
over 800 people scheduled to attend. Make sure you sign up and join us. I'll be
Right.
there. Yeah.
We got some testimonials we pulled from LinkedIn. We saw people posting about, so that's kind of interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
And then we have all these speakers. So these are all the
Ah,
individuals set to speak. You're in the list, right? Ekta
thank
Sharma,
you.
Andrea
Yeah.
Pashulin,
Yeah.
Arnold Coy, Robert Fedoruk, Shaman Nigi. Like
Mhm.
there's so many great people. And I think there's like 5 or 6 actual ServiceNow people, like proper people. So like it's a big group.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just not to interrupt, but we definitely got clarity on the future comment. So
Oh,
It's a future of work question, and some folks are simply okay with what they've been doing for years and don't want their work to change. AI obviously changes everything and the nature of work. So that's to open the dialogue on, how long have you been doing this the same way, I believe. Yeah.
how long I've
Uh,
been working on ServiceNow the same way, or
yeah, or just kind of in general, how long have you been working this way? Applying to anything, right? Like, how long have you been tracking that in Excel? Type of question. I think it could be
I
Jeremy. So
mean,
that was just Jeremy clarifying, I think, what he was saying.
I feel like I
Yeah.
started working with like technology back in 2005 when I got my first job on a help desk.
Yeah.
And I ended up falling into a role where I was building ServiceNow catalog stuff back then in
What?
2007. So
Nice.
I've been working on this kind of stuff for a very long time, but I've been in and
Right.
out of ServiceNow with like PHP and now
Hmm.
Ruby on Rails, and before that Redwood JS and all sorts of fun stuff.
Right.
But
Cool.
yeah, I'm always trying to build something because I feel like I need to build to be complete.
Yes, I definitely noticed that you have that desire to build and create. So that's great that you're building, creating an event like this. So walk us through this event schedule.
Yeah, so it's going to open up at 9 a.m. with myself, Carlin Carter, who is fantastic, Chuck Tomasi, who
Hmm.
many people know. He's now retired. He was a
Yep.
ServiceNow developer advocate for many years. And
Hmm.
he had a number of other titles while he were there that were much longer. And then we got Justin
Hmm.
Meadows, who is an independent consultant who works with other companies to help them like do
Yep.
things. He also covers all the store releases every other week.
Yes, he runs the SSH ServiceNow
Yes.
store highlights. I think it's called that podcast. So those are some huge heavy hitters in the industry right out of the gate for these opening remarks,
Right.
yourself included. So how did you reach out and get all of? We heard Chuck, but what about Carlene and Justin?
Many of the heavy hitters I reached out to individually because I wanted to
Yeah.
have an event I wanted to go to. And if you could pick and choose the sessions you could go to and the topics that could be told, why not
Hmm.
ask? So like I reached out to
Yeah.
Arnold Coy, I reached out to James Neal, I reached out to Justin Meadows and Carlin Carter and Chuck Tomasi. I reached out to many of
Nice.
these individuals. And then after I had, I think, 6 or 7 or 8 of them that like wanted to do like were willing to do something, then we proposed a call for content
Hmm.
after we had a name and we got a website set up and everything else.
Right.
But I
Okay.
I reach out to them authentically, genuinely, like just
Yeah.
wanting to hear what they had to say about whatever it was they're working on that adds value to like what
Yeah.
you're going to do, right?
That's great. Okay, so you've got the opening remarks. Then we go right into the sessions.
Yeah, and so almost all the time blocks have at least 2 sessions at the same time because I know some people there might be events that happen where a speaker isn't able to make it, maybe a family event occurs or
Hmm.
who knows, technical issues, whatever the case is. We weren't going to have it that way originally. We were going to have a one track thing, but with the number of speakers that submitted and the way that the time stuff worked out, we were able to just do everybody who submitted was able to get a session.
Oh, that's great.
And with the 2 sessions, there's already been a few cancellations, but for the most part, it's pretty much unchanged since the schedule was announced.
Right.
So if you aren't going to use Explorer on your instance and you have no desire to hear about that tool that James Neal made while he was at Whitespace Studios and now at,
Hmm.
I can't think of the name of the company, but they sell an integration suite thing, you could
Okay.
instead go to Pawan Kumar Singh's Performance Tuning Talk, right?
Right.
And this is a half, it doesn't say the duration on here, but I know that these are half-hour ones here. Most of the
Okay.
sessions are 15 minutes.
Right.
So nice and short and sweet and to the point. And so you
Hmm.
got like I think I always say his name wrong. You got Mike Skidow
Yeah.
showing his
Mike
health
make. Yeah.
sentinel.
Hmm.
Mike Skidow. And you got Slava. This is the gentleman who helped me come up with
Okay.
that. He was the one who proposed the name, and everybody's like, yeah, that's the best name ever.
Nice.
So yeah, but there's a lot of sessions like this, and there's so much good content. Um
And okay, so I go to a session. Is there a way that I can like download a PDF of the deck if they use that or?
so We didn't give any like constraints to the speakers that they have to follow a specific deck. I asked them
Okay.
all to, like, if they could have a few takeaways at the end of the sessions,
Yeah.
because I think that's a great way to end a session, to
Hmm.
remind folks what they might have learned here, and what they can take back. The sessions will be recorded. It'll take a
Oh,
few days or
perfect.
weeks to pull them up to YouTube, but if you miss something, you'll be able to watch it later,
Yeah.
which is
Or that
fantastic.
I could see one live, and if I wanted to see the other one, I'm not going to miss out on
Exactly.
that, so I can watch the other one later. That's
But you
great.
would miss out on the ability to chat with the individual,
Yes.
or obviously
Hmm.
the speaker would have to be mindful of the chat if they want to
Right.
interact with that type of stuff. But
That's fair.
um yeah, so there are just so many good sessions, like this 2-week upgrade one by some individual named Chris Shu, whoever he
Yeah,
might be,
that's
right?
right.
Andrew Pishulin, if you don't know who he is, he's been doing modern web development stuff on ServiceNow
Okay.
for a very long time. And so it's interesting to see how his stuff has played out, and how ServiceNow is sort of catching up or deploying that kind of stuff now,
Hmm.
if you haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
But
And here's one thing that I like about the virtual conference is it doesn't take me 10,000 steps to get to the next event or the next session. So I can wrap mine up right away, and then I can go to the SN Utils one and see what's late and great, at a couple clicks.
that's right.
So I like that part of it. I do enjoy a bit of the walking, but sometimes I don't like to show up to a session sweaty
I
because I'm
mean,
hustling.
I don't blame you. I've been walking
Yeah.
more lately, so I've been getting at
That's what
least
you're
10,000
saying.
steps a day, which has made
Good
me
for you.
really, I don't know if it makes me happy, but I feel like I have some sort of like thing that I'm hitting every day.
Yeah, you're meeting a goal. You're setting a goal and achieving it. So there's definitely that boost from it.
But I don't have to
So
do it to switch sessions. That's
that's right.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's right. You can do it on your own time and at your own pace, which is nice.
Right.
We have a couple things in the chat before we keep going. So um, if you want to bookmark the YouTube for viewing sessions after the event, you can do so. And then there's also a YouTube channel. We'll post the YouTube channel in the description of this event afterwards. But thank
Right.
you, Jeff, for calling that out. Appreciate it. And here, I'll flash it just for a second so that if people want to, now's the time. Grab your screenshot of it and back to the the schedule.
I'm really excited to see, like, Robert Fedoruk is
Hmm.
speaking. He's going to be showing off the work that him and his team has done at ServiceNow proper for
That's
release
right.
ops. It's like another way to deploy code, if I understand correctly. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it yet, but I
automated
wanna I wanna
releases.
see it, right?
Yeah, I'm excited to see that as well.
And the whole session isn't no AI. There's obviously going to be AI, because AI is everywhere. There's no getting away
Hmm.
from it.
That's right.
But I think there's only like 6 or 7 sessions that are like AI centric,
Okay.
right?
All right.
So
So
there's
it's
a
a
lot
wide
of
variety.
yeah, there's a lot of content that's gonna be fantastic. Like I think I am most looking forward to this field service management talk by Karen
Okay.
Krebenhoft. I have never met her, but I'm deep in the field service management in my day job. So any
Okay.
insight I can get to field service management, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Especially if they're
Nice.
like personal experiences with the tool and like how that works. I mean, I have some of those of my own already now, but
Hmm.
there may be stuff that she's experienced that I don't have to if she has solutions for that stuff,
That's right. Yeah.
right?
Share the war stories and
But we're not even at halfway through the event. You can see there's just so many,
so many things.
right? And then at
Yeah.
noon there's the networking for an
Essential. Yeah.
hour. And yet, obviously, you don't have to network if you don't want to.
Right.
That's totally an opt-in situation.
Hmm. So you could walk away, have an hour break, not miss a session. Uh,
Exactly.
you know,
Or
I,
if
I
you
plan to network and eat. Well, while that goes on, to
right,
be
or if you
honest.
wanted to try the networking during some other session, you could do that as well. But
Oh,
who knows
really?
who else is
Okay.
going to be there, right?
Oh, so the networking is open the whole time.
It is.
Okay, that's cool.
Right.
I'm
And
glad we
that's
talked about that.
I think that's especially useful. Like, for instance, if you don't want to hear about approval policies and jumpstarting the AI stuff in ServiceNow, like maybe you just continue networking,
Hmm. Yeah,
right?
definitely.
But there's so many events. There's also something else that's not listed on this site, which is the
Sure.
expo booths.
Yes.
So every speaker, we gave an option to have an expo booth, and then we offered it to some other individuals and companies that the people who volunteered and helped run this thing. Like, you can invite who you want for these things.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to the event so you can kind of see
Sure.
them because it shows them here. I didn't want to navigate away from that page, but I want to show the booth so we can kind of see what's going on. Right? Oh, look at this, 848 people.
Ooh, are registered. So that's the current count.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
current count.
yeah.
I'm just gonna click on booth to jump all the way down there. You can see we
Hmm.
got Biz Solutions Tech. They're a company out of Arizona that I think Chuck Tomasi works with. We got
Hmm.
Guinness Technologies. They do some offloading of attachments and history data to reduce the
Oh,
database size. Right? They
yeah.
also do other things. We've got ShareLogic and Apricot Jam and Checklist Pro. Like,
Oh, yep.
there's a whole bunch
Ty,
of yeah,
Ty Roach.
fantastic folks here. And you can also go to these things, and some of these may be sessions, some of these may just be videos where you can express interest. They don't
Hmm.
get any of anybody's data though unless you go to their booth and you press the express interest button.
Okay. And
So
then what
that's
data are they given
just your contact information from the event. So
that
like
you
your name,
use to
email
register?
address.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. But I think it's important to know that that stuff isn't being shared with everybody because
Right.
nobody wants their data out there, right?
Hmm. Yeah, it's important to know that you've got a good steward of your data when you're attending a virtual conference like this. So thanks for mentioning that. It's not shared unless you opt in to it being
Right.
shared.
And the only use it might get in the future might be checking if sponsors want to present stuff to people of this industry, not
Hmm.
individuals. Right.
Okay.
Like we,
So
you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. But who knows?
cool.
Maybe this is not going to be a recurring thing. I kind of hope it is. But
I hope so too. I mean, we're at a solid number of people coming. You've
yeah.
got a great lineup of speakers. Here, we'll flip back to the. There we go. Of speakers that are coming to attend the networking session. I'm pretty excited about as well, and the booths as well. So I'll have a booth. I'll kind of be there to answer any kind of question you want. I can't promise I have the answer, but
But sometimes
I
that's the
can
best kind
promise
of
I try
answer.
my best.
That's right.
Right? Well, it's always the it depends answer, but then it depends on what and how do I decide. So that's kind of the area I try to move into if I'm trying to help anybody out. So
Yeah.
okay. So other than thanking all the people that are participating, all the people that are giving time and energy with the booths and the speaking, and then of course all the team that helped put this together and are currently maintaining it. It sounds like you even had your webmaster doing an update to the site while we're doing this. So I mean, I hope you got an approved change request before you.
Well, when you're running as lean as we are, we don't have a ServiceNow instance. Like that's
Just
out of our budget.
straight to prod. But yeah, you're hoping that maybe we can bring this conference back in 2026 and make it a success this year, so that we continue to grow. You continue to grow. You
If it
continue to
could
grow
make
something.
itself financially viable to be run
Mm-hmm.
in future years, I'm all about it. But it's
Nice.
taken a
Okay.
ton of effort. Somebody asked me
Yeah.
how much time have I put into this, and I did some rough napkin math. And for me
Mm-hmm.
personally, I think I'm at around 150 hours, which is a
Over how many
ton.
months? That's a month's worth, almost a month's worth of billable
Well,
hours.
I started planning it in May of
Yeah.
this year. So
Right.
6 months ago, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's not a ton of time at once, but
Right.
you need to like lay the foundation to get people to know about the event.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Putting on
But
these events is a huge amount of effort and
and that
time.
and
So.
that's just my time. I mean, I don't know what you value Chuck's time at or Jeff's time at or any of the other people who've worked on it. And I kind of want to call
Mhm.
them out. So we got like Jeff Jesse, we got
Okay.
uh Kalisha Moore, we got Courtney Brewster, like I said already, Chuck Tomasi, Carlin
Hmm.
Carter, the other keynote speakers, Justin
Justin
Meadows, and
Meadows, Jace Benson.
Jace Benson. Yeah, he does things, right? We actually have a page. Part of the page is dedicated to at the bottom of that homepage, the nullEDGE.com. It has people who wanted to opt in and have their information shared. that they
Oh,
helped
okay,
make this
cool.
real.
Wow.
But there's 10 other people who aren't listed in that list who
Mm-hmm.
made this possible, and without all of them, this wouldn't have been a thing. And so I'm just so grateful to all of the individuals for their ability to make good looking art, to having good working
Mm-hmm.
copy, to helping address the times and all that other kind of stuff. It
Yeah.
just makes me, it fills my heart. It makes me happy.
Well, that's good. It's nice to be able to contribute and help support you as well, because I see how much you do for the community. And you came and supported our event up here in Vancouver. So,
Which was awesome. I've never been
oh,
to a barbecue on the beach that was for service now.
yes, okay. So you came to two events. So the Vancouver Dev Meetup, uh,
Right.
which is affiliated with ServiceNow, is now really these are my words, not the organizers, but it's the Vancouver Enthusiast Meetup because they invite everybody. You're
Right.
not, you can come and see people that are business analysts, QA people, architects. There's a wide list of people that come. People fly in like you did, but also people have come in from the years prior. And it's held on a beautiful beach during sunset, usually on a Thursday evening. And, we just enjoy some great food, some great company, do some service. Did they do the service now trivia? I didn't remember.
Uh,
With the
they
giveaways,
some pictures.
the
One of their
swag or
it
something.
was a sponsored event, so they
That's
had to
right.
hold up some stuff because
Hmm.
it costs money to reserve that space. And ServiceNow
Hmm.
doesn't give a ton of money for those. I used to run the Minneapolis meetup,
That's right. You
so
said
I'm
you did. Yeah.
familiar with like the compensation, which is just
Hmm.
enough to pay for the event
Yeah,
effectively.
a bit of the food, maybe. So,
Maybe a
yeah,
bit of the food.
so we got to meet the first time there, and it was great that I was headed in that direction. I'm like, let me just pick you up. So we got to drive in together and drive back
Yeah, my
together
wife and
for
I,
that.
10 years ago, we went to Vancouver. I'm sure you remember
Hmm.
this, and we were trying to remember the name of some restaurant we'd gone to, and it had this delicious sauce on the burger, and it took us a while to figure it out, but it was your help. I think that helped us
Yes,
find
that's right.
uh
White spot.
White Spot. I was trying to think of the name of it. I
Hmm.
keep thinking of the name of the sauce, which is the triple O sauce. But
That's right. And they have triple O's burger joints, which is kind of like the fast food version. So if you're ever in a pinch driving around here and you're like, I don't want to go into the restaurant, you can always hit up triple O's and still get the same type of burger with the
my
same sauce.
my kids thought the Happy Meals were the best though because they're literal pirate ships.
That's right. Yeah, the pirate pack. Yeah, which
Yeah.
you'll laugh. I'm fairly immature, so I'll tell you firsthand that they will serve an adult a pirate pack.
I didn't test that,
I
but I
have.
played with my kids' sailboats.
Yeah.
They didn't think it was as funny when I did it,
You
but
get a
I thought it
gold
was pretty good.
chocolate coin. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
fun. Like,
it has. You're right. It did have
yeah,
a chocolate coin in it, and it
yeah,
came with ice cream. And had a burger, had
yes,
fries, and the
yeah,
sail might be inverted, but it works.
yeah, yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. So if you're ever in Canada, head to White Spot, get a pirate pack for
Yep,
you and the kids. The sizing of the burger is what I like. The other one was it's just a lot for me to try to eat, but it works. And
yep,
I'm glad you got to enjoy it and kind of have some nostalgia food while you
yeah.
were up here. It's very funny that you had kind of brought that up because almost every single person that comes up that we take around here, that's a pit stop. And then every single time they come back, can we go get that burger with that sauce? And then
Well,
as soon that's why I knew right away when you said that burger with that, like, okay, White
so
Spot.
like 10 years ago, my wife and I stayed at a hotel, which was
Hmm.
it was literally like 200 feet from where the boat was that you had
Yeah,
the event on.
that's right.
And I saw the location. I'm like, the place isn't there anymore. And you had said
No,
it was a whole controversy when that location shut
that's right.
down.
That was a big flagship location. I think they built condos or something on top of it, but it was a
Yeah,
prime downtown site, so they kind of had to do it. But it
yeah.
was, yeah, there was public opinion that was expressed
Oh,
over this restaurant because there wasn't one nearby around there,
right.
right? So it was one of the few ones in the downtown core where you could go do this. There was another one that closed in Richmond,
All right.
So that was another one that had some, really, you're close, that one, like, how dare you? But it, progress is progress. Sometimes there's still a good 40 restaurants, so it's not, it's not like you can't go get your triple O sauce.
Right. Well, I am so glad that I went. I'm so glad I got to see in person.
Hmm.
Is there
Those
any more
are,
questions in the audience, or any questions you have
I
specifically?
think the audience, no more questions in there. Uh, but I guess I'm just, really wanting to drive the fact that, go to the site, please go register. Even if you're coming to just one 15-minute session, sign up, and your information, you still have to opt in to have it shared with anything. But those registration numbers mean the world to the team.
They do.
That's going to showcase the interest level that will help drive decisions for, if they, like, I'm a part of this,
You
if
totally
they
can
can.
be.
Yeah, I'll help out however you need, but if
This is
they're going
plenty.
to continue to invest doing this again, because it is a ton of work. And let's also remember, the whole event is free.
Yep.
So
Doesn't cost
somebody
anything
bought
for
that website.
anybody. I
Yeah,
mean, it costs
well,
me something.
there you go. Yeah, it's
But
cost people money to do the website and to
yeah.
pay the vendors and the tools and all of that stuff, which is again appreciated. And I liked how you kind of wanted to keep it, sponsor lists,
Yeah.
so that it had, not that if you sponsored it, it's tainted or anything, but it's completely pure at that point, in that you don't owe anybody any
I didn't
spots.
I didn't want any expectations put on the event before the
Mhm.
first one happened.
Right. So back to those numbers. That'll help drive everything moving forward. Please sign up. Please join us. I'll see you
Yeah.
at the networking event. I'll see you at the booth. It starts in 1 week. So today is October 10th. It starts October 17th, 9 a.m. Eastern,
Yep.
which is what time is that Central? Because you're Central, right?
It's a 1 hour later. So 10
So
a.m. Central.
10 Central, right? Okay.
I think that's the way it goes. Is it later?
Oh wait,
No,
no, I
no, it's
think
one
it'd be
hour
earlier.
earlier.
Earlier, yeah, because
I
I'm
think.
Pacific.
I don't know. Go to the website. It has it in your
Yeah,
time zone.
look at the countdown.
Time
Put
zones
a
are
thing.
hard.
Put a reminder in your own calendar as well to go. Cause do you send a reminder in the calendar or anything? I didn't see one. I had to block one off in my work one.
If you go to the register page, there's a link by every time block, and you can
Hmm.
press a button, and you'll have an option to add it to your calendar,
Oh, that's
like
handy. That's
individual
even better.
pieces there.
Hmm. To remind you for that. And then how will people be able to come back and watch it? I mean, obviously on the YouTube, which we posted, but can they also go from the website to the YouTube channel?
Uh, we don't have a link to the YouTube channel on the website yet, but
Yeah.
that's a great thing that should be there.
Yeah. Hot
Maybe we'll get
fix,
that. Maybe
Jeremy.
we'll get Jeff. Jeff.
Jeff, sorry. Jeff, sorry.
But yeah, there isn't a direct link today, because I
Okay.
didn't want to have the focus be that it's going to be recorded, because then I
That's
think
fair.
less
No,
people would
that makes
attend
sense.
it. But
Oh, okay. So yeah, let's come live because you want to interact.
you do.
That's the big thing.
You can't have the live components without being there at the moment.
That's right. Yeah. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just a virtual video session where we just watch, you know,
Which
Netflix together.
I didn't make the 40 sessions, so I'm blown away at the level of
All
effort
right.
and the content that people have to. And I have a much deeper level of empathy for the folks at the company service now when they have to pick the sessions that are going to be at their event, which is much larger, of course.
Oh, yes. The call for contents have already gone out for some of that.
They have,
Yeah.
right? And I know some of the people who submitted may be submitting to theirs as well, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of work to put together content and to
Right.
get that stuff finished. So
It is. Yeah. Yeah. I spent a flight home, a 10-hour flight doing this. Yeah.
yeah,
So building mine, but it was definitely fun to build it. It's a topic I'm passionate about. So how do you reduce that upgrade timeline? And we just hit a major milestone with one of my clients, and we successfully upgraded their instances all within 2 weeks, start
that's
to finish.
awesome.
Clone Monday, finished upgrade the following Thursday.
Awesome. I want to
Yeah,
hear more about it at the conference.
that's all you can. How do you do it? Come to the conference, check the session out.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you again, Jace. Really appreciate your time. I know you're very busy putting this together, so you're coming on and doing some promo ahead of time with us. Really grateful to have you, in my network and my circle of friends. Thank you again, and looking forward to having you on another edition of Chris Checks Out, because AI in a box is something I want to check out.
Yeah, and I wanna get it to you. I promise
Yeah.
something first though,
No,
so
no, this
so
one first. No, well, we could check it out, and just you can show me what it does, and we can do another episode like this and
I would
kind of
love to.
demo it like Ty did. Okay. All right. Well, again, go to thenullEDGE.com. Jace Benson's got it. You can add him on LinkedIn. Look at us all over the web. I'll put it in here, the description, with a link. Register, register, register. Please, please, please. You won't hear me say that often. Don't like and subscribe this. Register for nullEDGE. How's that? How's that?
How about just
That's,
both? Like, the liking here is very
I
small,
know.
but yeah, alright.
Yeah. So, oh, Chuck just joined. So, hey, Chuck, just wanted to say he had just missed it. That's okay.
You
Yeah.
can catch it on
Thanks
replay,
for
Chuck.
showing up.
It's all good stuff, I hope.
Just catch it on replay. Yeah. You missed the questions if you know. Okay. So, once again, the nullEDGE.com, Jace Benson, look at all of the amazing people that are lined up. Make sure you hit that keynote with the famous Chuck Tomsai, the famous Carlene Carter, and the famous Justin Meadows, and the equally famous Jace Benson. Uh, so looking forward to it, and we will see you all in 1 week, and hopefully I'll bump into you in the speed networking.
Yeah,
All right. Thanks a lot, Jace. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a great day, and back to it, I suppose. Hey.
yeah.
Okay. Have a good